Hello, everybody. I hope that you all are doing well. This is Cam with another Visionary series. And today I have a very special guest. Her name is Shawnti Refuge. She is just not your average mental health or business coach. She was pregnant at 14, and she was able to not only teach herself how to build wealth, but she was also able to teach herself how to balance her mental and her physical health as well. She is a certified mental health coach, and you can probably see her all over Instagram. She has about 9,000 followers, and her real game is popping. We'll talk about those journals. But first, let me welcome Shanti. How are you?
I am well. How are you?
I'm doing good, and I like your saying, staying stuck ain't cute.
It ain't. It ain't for real. It's not.
Before we dive into your interview, I want you to tell people a little bit about your childhood because that was really the foundation of how you started your whole business.
At LookWeAreIncluded.com, we don't just promote businesses, creatives, and professionals. We help you get seen. In the last 30 days, one of our accounts reached over 100,000 views with no paid advertising, and most of those views came from non-followers. When you advertise with LookWeAreIncluded.com, you're not just buying space. You're investing in exposure across our website, magazine, and social media channels. Don't wait. Text Media AD to 443-957-1519 today. LookWeAreIncluded.com, where your story matters and your brand gets seen.
Starting from childhood, I didn't know it at the time, but once I went through my healing journey and reflected back on the things that happened during my childhood, I learned that I was a victim of child abuse. Like you said, had my first kid when I was 14. I didn't think that was traumatic. Lots of bad decisions. I got arrested when I was 16 for shoplifting. I was just doing the most, and I didn't have any guidance or anything, and that led to more bad decisions, especially within relationships, whether it was working or romantic or friendships. You couldn't tell me nothing back then. So all of that led up to me having, a nervous breakdown in 2018. Yeah, I had a nervous breakdown in 2018, and that's when I was diagnosed with severe anxiety and depression. And of course, when I went to the doctor to see what's wrong with me, because I didn't know what was wrong with me, I just knew, hey, something's wrong, something not right, do something. And they wanted to put me on antidepressants, and I didn't want antidepressants. I wanted to know, why am I acting like this? Why am I cussing people out for no reason? Why am I crying for no reason? And it was just a cycle of negative emotions, and I couldn't control it. So I eventually found a therapist who was able to diagnose me with the severe anxiety and depression. And she helped me through talk therapy and teaching me about guided journaling. And from there, it just took off. I was able to, hold myself accountable for my actions. I was able to have those come to Jesus conversations with the people who, played a part in my life from childhood on up. And I was able to, heal from that with guided journaling. And once I found out, like, wow, this all I have to do is answer these questions and, I'm feeling better. Yeah, okay, I need to go help somebody else. And that's how my business started.
First of all, kudos to you, Shanti. That is just an
Thank you.
incredible testimony because um, you really talked about, yes, taking responsibility, but understanding the why, because that does
Hmm.
play an important fact. And I think sometimes as Black people, we have been conditioned to just bypass trauma, but I love how you
Absolutely.
addressed it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the only way you can heal from it if you address it. You have to face it. And it's ugly. It is, but you have to face it in order to overcome it and move forward with your life.
Now, talk to me about the guided journaling because that's a little different. Um, do you have the questions in your journal or how does that work?
The guided journal collection that I do offer, each guided journal is a different topic for whatever the person wants to work on. So let's say someone is having an issue with self-esteem. Every last prompt in there is having to do with self-esteem, or if you want to unpack some emotional baggage. Every prompt in there has something to do with that. And all of them have, writing space and affirmations to keep you guided and keep you focused on what it is that you're wanting to work
And you have so many books and journals. Let me tell you something. New
on.
York bestseller. That's no, I'm serious. Go ahead and put that on your prayer journal or your prayer board because you'll definitely have that. And let me tell you what I really love that I am purchasing. A quiet as kept self-care box.
Hmm.
Tell me, where did you come up with the idea to do this?
Well, I wrote the book first, and people who were coming back, they were saying, I love your book. I could see myself in it, but it's triggering me. And I
Mhm.
definitely didn't want to trigger anybody without addressing whatever that is. So that's when I came up with the healing planner. And shout out to my designer, my brand manager, Tiffany Green. She did all of this for me. She helped me with the journal, the guided journal, and she designed the cover of my book. And then I was like, okay, I need to get them something else. So I said, okay, let's do a box. And I wanted it to be for where the person is intentional about their healing journey. Because if you purchase my book by itself, that's cool, but you have to purchase, the box to get the whole experience because you get the guided journal, the book, you get a pen to write with, you get a candle, a lavender vanilla candle to set the mood, you get a bookmark, you get tissue because you're gonna cry, and
Yeah.
every now and again I throw something extra in there because buying that box is you being intentional about your healing journey, no matter what you're trying to heal from.
Girl, you on it. I'm telling you, you finna accelerate because purple is the color for royalty. So you know what you're doing.
Absolutely. I do.
Now, talk to us about the sis stuck ain't cute. Where did that motto come from?
I was doing a podcast interview, and the interviewer said something to me, and we were talking about being stuck, and I'm like, because staying stuck ain't cute. And I heard the ding 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 ding. That's the name of your coaching program. So that's the name of my one-on-one coaching program. Staying stuck ain't cute because a lot of times us as women, especially Black women, we stay stuck in a period of our lives and can't move on from it. Like, you still mad about somebody who dumped you 20 years ago? Are you still mad at somebody who wronged you 10 years ago?
Hmm.
Things like that. And that's what I do. I help women to get unstuck and move on because we were not made to be here and struggle. I don't care who you are, where you come from, what you look like. You're not supposed to be struggling. We're supposed to be thriving in life. Nobody, no woman should be walking around miserable.
No, I love this. You talk about how to get unstuck, but here's the thing. A lot of people, when they hear this, they want to know and we don't want to go deep into too much trauma. Tell us the
Okay.
three things that you really had to overcome.
The three things I had to overcome: low self-esteem, low self-worth, and holding on to things that did not serve me anymore.
A little bit for my women who are dating, right? They had this thing where women should just be happy to have a straight man. What do you say to that?
Not all women like straight men.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, to each his own. No judgment at all. If you like your man, buy it, and that's your business.
Mm-hmm.
People gonna always judge, and I say, do what feels right to you. This is your life. You only get one. Want a straight man, then get a straight man. If you don't, then don't.
Yeah.
Stop pretending.
No, stop pretending, but I will say this. I'm talking about the part of settling. Because what I like
Oh
about
no.
you is that you are very, I like to say high value, very high self-confidence. You just don't let anybody in your space. So when it
No.
comes to dating, how does your mental health and all of that correlate?
If you are allowing something that you don't like, I had a conversation with a new client last week. She was so upset because her fiance left her, but she knew that she was settling. She admitted out of her mouth that she was settling.
Hmm.
And I had to let her know, I don't care how old you are. Don't you ever settle for anything. A man, a woman, whoever, don't settle for anything. Don't settle for that cold hamburger when you get it through the drive-through.
That's right.
You are worthy of getting what you desire. And you have to own that. Don't you ever settle just to say I have a man. That having a piece of man is better than no man at all. That might have worked in the Betty Wright era. That don't work today.
I sure
That
don't.
that don't work today. No. We deserve more than a piece of anything. We deserve
No.
the whole thing. Don't settle for crumbs when you deserve the whole cake.
First of all, talk about not settling. You have a from breakdown to breakthrough wellness planner. Talk to us
Yes,
about this. Now, is just paperback or is this ebook?
that could be either or. You can
Wow.
download it or you can order it and have it in your hand. That is part of a an anthology that I did on mental health, and I talk about in there how I had my breakdown. So the journal, the planner, is also a journal. It has prompts in it, and it helps you to identify. Because sometimes we don't know that what's going on with, especially us as women. We go through so much because we're always taking care of somebody else, and we don't pay attention to ourselves. We don't listen to our bodies, or our bodies tell us what's wrong, but we ignore it because we got to go pick up JoJo from football. We got to make dinner for Sam or whoever, and this helps you to recognize your breakdowns. What's going on in your life. What do you want to improve? Go do that shit, and move forward. Because I always tell people, you cannot pour from an empty cup. You have to take care of yourself. Absolutely have to take care of yourself. And this is a less expensive way to do it, especially with your mental health. Uh, a lot of people think that, self care is manis and petties and facials. That's not self care, that's self maintenance.
Oh,
Self care, taking care of your head and taking care of your heart.
amen.
And that's where you need to invest in, because that's what you need to live in this world.
Girl, I'm gonna put you on my thread. I'm gonna say just wrapped up with an interview with Shantae. She said self-care is not just manis, petties, and getting your hair done. That is self-maintenance. Self-care is taking
Yeah,
care
that's
of
self
your
maintenance.
mind and heart.
Yeah. Because you can look fabulous on the outside, but what that heart do? What that heart look like? What your mindset look like? And if
Talk-
the inside don't match the outside, then you pretending. You false advertising.
What is share well?
Sharewell is a peer support group. I am a pro host on there, and it's free. I host on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and on Wednesdays I do different topics. It just depends on what the people want. I always ask which I want to talk about, and then I'll schedule and do journal prompts according to that. I've been doing it for almost 2 years now. They sought me. They found me on Instagram and asked me to come be a facilitator, and I said, of course, yes. So that's what I do. The pro session is where it's a paid tier, and that's where we go deep. Right now, we're talking about healing in the dark and basically pretending that you're okay when you're really not okay.
Mm.
So I'm making them own it. You're not okay. Okay, let's get okay.
What does a day-to-day look like for you? Because I see your YouTube channel, and I'm like,
Hmm.
okay, she's growing, and I saw your Meet Shantae, the mental health coach. I mean, but when you wake up, what do you do? Because it's like you're always pouring all the time.
Oh, I pour into Shawnti. Don't get it twisted.
Uh-huh.
I wake up when my eyes open, of course. Thank you, Lord, for another day, and then I do a body scan. I scan myself. Okay, how can I? Are my eyes okay? My fingers. I go from top to bottom.
Amen.
How am I feeling? What am I doing? And I go with that. Then when my feet hit the floor, I do my stretches. I do a little bit of yoga poses to stretch and get the kinks out. I start myself getting ready, and then I go wake up my niece, who's probably in the bed with me anyway. I get her up for school. She's in kindergarten, and we listen to gospel music. First thing, Pandora, Alexa, play Mary Mary Radio on Pandora. That's what I listen to. And then I drop her off to school. I come back, and then I get ready for my day. And I listen to the morning prayer call from Real Talk Kim. Listen to her every morning when she's on. And, I get fed.
Amen.
On weekends, it's pretty much me I have a wellness room in my home, and that's where I do my meditation, my yoga, my quiet time, my journaling most of the time. Yeah, I pour into me because I do pour into a lot of people, and that's how I found my purpose. So me going through the mental breakdown that I had allowed me to find my purpose. and that this is my purpose. So I have to be good so I could be good to other people.
Yes. Oh my gosh. You are helping out so many women because they always say, well, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. And when you on a plane, they say, God forbid, because I have to say, God forbid something happens. You got to put the mask on yourself first.
Exactly. And that's real life. Even when you ain't on the plane, pour into yourself first, whatever that looks like. Not everybody is into journaling. That's fine. Go outside, get some fresh air, get some quiet time. And people, when I first started introducing my journals, people were like, oh, well, I don't have time to journal. It takes 5 minutes or less.
Hmm.
The same 5 minutes you used to have sex, I'm spelling because my niece right here, but the same 5 minutes that you take for that, you could have journaled. And I bet you get more gratification out of journaling.
Do you promote the celibacy journey?
No, well, I mean, if it's necessary, yes. Especially after a breakup. Yes, I do. Because, remember, I know I'm not the only one who used to hear this. The fastest way to get over one person is to get under another one.
That's a
That don't work
lie.
no more. That don't work no more. You just catching bodies and building soul ties. And
Mm.
that's gonna make it worse. Yeah. Yeah, so yes, I promote celibacy. Yeah, like, yes, because that's a coping mechanism. Just like drinking is, just like smoking is, just like anything distracting you from what's really going on in your face. That's a coping mechanism. Because I know because I used to do it. So yeah,
No
we
more
celibate.
used tos. I heard Gary Vee
Yeah,
say something. He said, looking back, it hurts your neck and it can hurt your future.
exactly. There's nothing for you in the past. So why are you looking back there?
Why are you looking back there? Okay.
Yeah,
Now,
nothing.
I just want to ask you, you talked about your nervous breakdown and you said 2018.
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
I woke up one Sunday morning. I don't remember what Sunday morning, but I know it was a Sunday morning. And I didn't feel good mentally. Like I knew something was wrong. And I was like, oh, maybe I'm about to start my cycle or something. I don't know. But I was in a funk and it got worse and worse every day. And I could literally see a black cloud hanging over my head. Literally, I could see that, like on the Charlie Brown character. And I could see that. I'm like, okay, that ain't normal. Especially if and I didn't want to ask anybody, could they see it? Because, okay, they're going to think something wrong with me, right? So, but each day I was snapping, I was crying, I was withdrawn. And it was a cycle of all of that. Like 1 minute I'm happy, 1 minute I'm crying, 1 minute I'm cussing you out, withdrawn, and then it quit being happy. It was me mean and barking at people all the time for no reason. Like, you better not have said good morning to me. I would want to fight you. That's how bad it was. And then I was like, okay, something's wrong. Something's definitely wrong. Okay, let me go to the doctor. Let me go to the doctor. And that's when she told me, oh, it sounds like you're just a little depressed. Let me give you some antidepressants. And that lasted a month. I waited a whole month before I even went to the doctor because I was like, okay, this is just a little funk, and, my cycle coming, whatever. And I thought it was perimenopause. No, it wasn't none of that. It was me having severe anxiety and depression.
Oh my gosh. And do you think life events just, piled up and you didn't
Yeah,
have any outlet? And
yeah.
then, oh my goodness.
Yeah, I can tell you exactly what it was. It was, me feeling like I had to be the go-to person, the Captain Save-On. I have to take care of this, and this. I ain't got time to deal with this. Or if anything happened, oh, I don't care about that. Me pretending I didn't care, me forgetting that something happened. What it was is my nervous system was keeping that score. So all the things that were going on, it was just compiling until that day when I just went it came out. Like imagine a volcano erupting. That's what it was. That's exactly what it was. But at the same time, I had still had to be a mom. I still had to be a wife. I still had to be an employee. But nobody cared. And you would think that you could go to your family or somebody close to you to say, hey, something wrong with me. I ain't had it. I don't tell my mama nothing. Love my mama to death. I don't tell her nothing because she can't hold ice water. So no, I don't tell her nothing. So I couldn't go to her, and then I couldn't go to anybody else because I didn't think they would understand. And then you have that stigma of Black people don't go see psychiatrists, Black people don't go see therapists. Yes, the hell they do. They just don't tell nobody because they're ashamed. Not me. I tell you, have a question for me, be ready for the answer because I don't gatekeep because mental health is very important, especially for us Black women. Because, we were taught to, what goes on in the house stays in the house. Don't be telling nobody your business. Don't talk to this person, that person. And all it did for me personally was hurt me and not help me. So I learned that it's okay to not be okay and it's okay to go ask for help from the right people. Your support system is not going to be your good girlfriend that you've been on for 5, 10 years. It's not going to be your mama or your cousin unless they are qualified to support you in that capacity. And I'm meaning if they're a therapist or a coach or anything like that. But if they just, somebody with wisdom, no, go get a professional to help you. And more than likely, more things will come out for you when you're talking to a stranger. Just like a kid. A kid will talk to a stranger before they talk to their parent about something that's going on. Same thing in the adult world.
My goodness, I mean, you dropped so many gems from, turning your pain into purpose, for journaling,
Mhm.
for, just being this woman who believes in empowerment, dropping relationship gems. You are definitely somebody full of wisdom, okay? And it's good wisdom, okay? So I'm
Yes.
very
Yeah.
excited. All of the information to purchase Shawnti her journals and in that healing box, which I am going to purchase, is below.
Thank
And
you.
make sure y'all definitely give her a shout on Instagram. And are there any other platforms you want them to follow you on?
Absolutely. I'm on TikTok. I'm on YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube. I am on Facebook as well. I'm trying to get all the people, everywhere because a lot of people don't, they have one platform and not the other. I get on all of them because I want to attract those people who need me.
I'm so excited for this. And again, if you have any more questions, she also has a very busy schedule, but she can look at your request for booking. She does have a team, a brand manager, social media person, and her personal assistant. So when you're texting Shawnti, okay, you are texting her team, but once details are finalized, she will be able to get with you. I want to say thank you so much for
Thank
just this
you.
interview. I'm very excited. You got your new do. You got your links up, and girl, you just moving.
Is.
Okay, thank you. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you.